Hotep, Alafia, Kamusta. Welcome to the Mind of Ro page. I am Faju Junde Oguna Salamio. Today I'm going to do a guided meditation on our shadow self. The last video I made was on medicinal herbs that you can find in your own backyard. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mind of Ro. I also have a TikTok and Instagram and a Twitter at Mind of Ro and a Snapchat at Little Roro253. I also have a Facebook business page at The Mind of Ro where I do readings at. So if you would like a reading, go ahead and contact me there. I do readings over video chat on my Facebook page. Just leave a comment or leave a message and let me know if you would like an appointment for a reading. So before I get started on this guided meditation, while I'm speaking, go ahead and find a quiet, comfortable place. You could be with yourself where you will not be interrupted, a place where you could sit or lay down. It's completely up to you. Just don't stand up, and please do not drive or operate any heavy machinery while listening to this meditation. So, what is your shadow self? Our shadow self is our unconscious self. It is a part of our personality that we don't want to admit to. It's an unhealed aspect of ourself that causes self-sabotage. And since we're about to do a meditation on our shadow self, I would like to explain first on what a trigger is, because a trigger is when our shadow self likes to show its face. It's very loud face, because for those of you who are unsure what a trigger is an uncontrollable emotional outburst. So if you ever catch yourself overreacting or even underreacting to any situations, that's basically our conscious or our unconscious shadow self sabotaging our life, sabotaging our relationships, sabotaging our family, our friends, our jobs, and stuff like that. So, because you're going to need to understand what a trigger is, because I will be mentioning the word trigger in this guided meditation. But at first, I'm sure you're wondering, well, why would I do a meditation for my shadow self? The reason why you want to do a meditation for your shadow self is to bring out your unconscious self to the surface, to make you more aware and conscious of it. And the reason why it's unconscious is because we're burying it very, very deep inside our gut, and we are avoiding it, and we are living in denial. And our actions are actually controlled. About 80% of our actions is actually controlled by our subconscious self or our unconscious self, kind of like on autopilot. And this is a fact about the way our brain actually works. I'm sure you've noticed that sometimes when you drive home to work, you get home and you're like, I daydreamed the whole time. How did I get here? That's because it's your subconscious mind controlling your actions, and we actually do that majority of our life. So this is why we do a shadow self meditation. It helps to bring that unconscious and subconscious self to the surface, so we are not reacting to life. It teaches us how to respond to life in a more responsible manner. So before I get started, I'm actually going to turn the camera around, and I want you to either lay down or sit up in a dignified position. If you do decide to sit, make sure you're sitting up high and your head is above your heart, so no slouching, or make sure you have a seat where you could lean back and you're comfortable. We want to make sure you're laying in a position that you're not going to want to readjust yourself in the middle of the meditation. We want you to get really, really comfortable, okay? So I'm going to turn the camera around to give you something to focus on just for a moment. And the reason why I picked these colors is because our shadow self is black, and the skeleton does represent our very, very deep aspects of ourself. So for those of you who have fluttery eyes and you don't like to it's really hard for you to close your eyes all the way if you're not really that tired, I'm going to give you something to view and watch. So if you don't want to shut your eyes all the way because you have fluttery eyeballs or fluttery eyelids, I am giving you something to focus on. You can focus on the flame. Is a great thing to focus on because it moves around a little bit. It's a little hypnotizing. So when you are ready, get comfortable, shut your door, make sure it's quiet, make sure your kids and your spouse or your friends or your roommates aren't bothering you, and let's get ready to go. Make sure you're warm, maybe light some incense, whatever it is you need to do. Get comfortable. But before I get started, warning on this meditation. I have been practicing hypnosis and I have been a certified meditation instructor for about 4 years now. And every time I do this type of meditation on our shadow self, on other people's shadow, I've realized a lot of people like to skip around and they don't follow directions. And the reason why they don't is because they're trying to avoid their shadow self and avoid a traumatic moment. So if I tell you to go to the most previous moment you triggered, do not skip time and pick a favorite time you triggered, because that means you're not following directions and you're actually not allowing your unconscious shadow self to speak, okay? If I tell you to go back to the first time you ever felt this way, don't pick a favorite time you felt this way, okay? Because that means the shadow work isn't going to work, and we want to make sure it works, your shadow self, and an aspect of yourself that you do not know. So a lot of people think this right away. A lot of people, before they do shadow work, they think, oh, I already know what it is. If you knew what it was, it wouldn't be controlling you. So please be mindful of those thoughts before we get started on this meditation. You are not aware of the unconscious self. You are not aware of the shadow self. So this is how you know it worked. If by the time you get to the end of the meditation and you realize, holy crap, I have no idea, that has been bothering me for this long, that's how you know the meditation has worked, okay? So let me remind you, when I say go back to the most previous time you had a trigger, do not pick a most angry time that you remember. I said the most previous time. Let me repeat one more time. If I say go to the first time you remember this, do not pick a favorite time or a time that you think it might be, okay? So just be very mindful of your brain skipping timelines and bouncing back and forth. That is our conscious self trying to avoid the unconscious self, okay? So not only with this meditation, you want to be mindful of that, you also want to be mindful of this kind of things in our waking life as well. All right, so if you're ready, please get comfortable. Have a seat, lay down, listen to the noises I got playing in the background. And first, we're going to focus on our breathing. You're simply going to notice your breath going in and out of your body, whether it's going in your nose, out your mouth. You feel it expanding your lungs. And as you're taking a moment to just sit with yourself and noticing your breathing, you're going to notice your heartbeat. Is it fast? Is it slow? You take the time to just be with this moment. And we're going to do 5 count breaths. You're going to breathe in your nose to the count of 5. And then you're going to breathe out your mouth to the count of 5. Again, you're going to breathe in your nose to the count of 5. And then you're going to breathe out your mouth to the count of 5. And you're going to do this 5 times on your own. Go ahead and return your breathing back to normal. I'm going to read out loud affirmations, and you're going to follow these directions within your mind's eye. If I tell you to picture something, you're going to picture something within your mind. So go ahead and relax and focus on your breathing. You're standing at the top of a staircase. For every number that I say, you will take one step down the staircase. 10. You're at the top of the staircase, and you're looking down the staircase, and all you see is darkness. 9. You notice the sounds around you. Every sound around you, you notice, makes you feel relaxed, makes you feel present. 8. You feel the air on your skin. You feel the temperature. You notice if it's cool or warm. Maybe there's a smell to it. 7. You feel warm and you feel heavy. You feel as warm as the temperature around the candle. And gravity is making you feel heavy. Six, your eyelids feel heavier and heavier, almost as if something is pulling your eyelids down, pulling your eyelids down heavier and heavier. 5, with every step down, you notice your breathing. You notice that your body just breathes on its own without you telling it to. You notice how natural it is, how the universe and how nature just breathes on its own. Almost as if the air around you is breathing you in and out, like the heartbeat in the universe. Four, you could hear your heartbeat louder and louder. You could feel it in your chest, and you could hear it in your head. Three, you will notice your stomach expanding with every breath and contracting in with every breath out. All you notice is just you and your body. Two, the stairs you step down are feeling smushy, almost like they're wet and they're made of dirt. It's just you and the stairs now. You look ahead of you and all you still see is darkness. The darkness is making you feel sleepy. One, you stop at the bottom of the staircase and you step onto a dirt path and you feel rocks and dirt under your shoes. You realize the space around you changes. The darkness in front of you starts to morph and move around. You see different colors. It's almost like the colors are beating to a heartbeat. And you notice the room starts to change into the most previous time you've ever felt triggered. It was the last time you ever felt emotionally out of control. What were you doing? Where are you? Who are you with? When was it? Why were you there? What is around you? Is there furniture? Were you outside? What was on the ground? What was on the walls? What were you wearing? What's going through your mind at this time? What are your thoughts? What is everything you were thinking at that very moment? How do you feel? You're going to identify your feelings. Name every word you could think of that describes your feelings at that time. Sad, angry, were you surprised, etc. You're going to name every word you could think of that explains your feelings at that time until you cannot name anything else anymore. Now, what does your body feel like? You're going to do a body scan from head to toe. And you're going to notice what your whole body feels like. And you're going to name it from your head to your toe. Did you have a headache? Did you have a clenched jaw? A tight fist, etc.? Do a body scan from your head to your toes. Now, what does your energy feel like? Does your energy feel heavy? Does it feel dark? Does it feel cloudy? Maybe there's a shape to it or a color. Identify your energy with shapes, sounds, feelings. If you could see your own energy, what would it look like? And as you're looking at your own energy, you notice the room changing. You notice that you have no say-so in what the room changes into. You just allow it to change, as if an outside source is changing your environment. You notice the colors and the shapes of the room warping once again. You notice the room spinning, and it's turning to another space, another environment. It turns into the first time you've ever felt exactly like this. Notice the room, or notice the space you're in. Notice what the room turned into. What do you see? What were you doing at that time? Where are you? Who are you with? When was it? Why were you there? What is around you? Are you outside? Are you inside? Is there furniture? Are there cars? Are there other people? Notice every detail that is around you. What was going on in your mind at that time? How do you feel? Identify your feelings. Sad, angry, shocked. What does your body feel like? Going to do a body scan from your head to your toes once again. Do you notice a headache? Do you notice a wrinkled forehead? Do you notice any stomach aches? sweaty palms, etc. Do a body scan starting from your head all the way down to your toes. What does your energy feel like? Heavy? Cloudy? Slow? Is there a shape to your energy? If you could see your energy, what would it look like? What color would it be? Would it have a shape? Would it be spiky? Would it be round? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Does it feel like you're underwater? Does it feel like you're in the sky? If you could explain in words and what your energy feels like and looks like, think about that. You're going to sit in this energy. Imagine yourself sitting in it. And you're going to tense up your whole entire body as tight as you can. Clench your hands, squish your face. Clench your whole body in as tight and tight as you can until you can't do it anymore. And then you're going to release. And as you release, you feel the energy leave your body. You feel it and you see it floating in front of you. You see it floating away. You see it start to float above your head. It's touching the ceiling now. It's going through the ceiling. You see it in your mind's eye floating all the way into the sky, past the clouds, into the darkness of space until you cannot see it no longer. You're going to simply watch it float away. And you notice yourself at the bottom of the staircase. You see the stairs in front of you, going upward. For every number you hear, you take one step higher. 1, the ground feels secure and tough under your feet. 2, you feel cooler, like a breeze is blowing on you. 3, you feel your stomach expanding with new breath. 4, you notice how soft your heartbeat is. 5, you feel the oxygen going into your nose and through your lungs, and it feels so invigorating. It feels refreshing. 6, you see light in front of you. The light shines on you with warmth and makes you feel energetic and excited to see what's on the other side. 7, you feel so light on your feet as you walk up the stairs. 8, you are noticing the sounds around you, outside. You are noticing your own presence in the room that you're in. You feel your body, the temperature of your body, the temperature of the air touching your skin. 9, you're feeling more awake and conscious. You're feeling more aware of yourself more than ever. 10, you're at the top of the stairs and you see a door in front of you. And you see it open. And as you see this door open, you also open your eyes. Open your eyes and welcome back. And leave a comment and let me know how this shadow work has made you feel. Let me know your experiences. The next video I'm going to make is going to be on crazy making. Subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mind of Ro and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I have more meditations and wisdom to share with you. I hope you are having a conscious night. Ankh Uttasanet. Namaste. Odabo. Peace.